What's going on, guys? My name is Tommy, and for today's video I'm going to be talking about 5 things to avoid with osteogenesis imperfecta, right? So this goes for anyone and everyone that has OI. So I have gathered up these 5 things, and I'm going to be talking about because I think it's important to actually avoid these things to make your life better in a positive way, to make you feel good, to promote strength and longevity and overall your well-being too, right? So let's dive right into the 5 things, right? But before I get into it, if you like these kind of videos or anything like that, if you like me personally, drop a like and subscribe because I want to talk to y'all, and not even that, I want everyone to keep updated with me, or you keep updated with me, or I want us to be together, meaning that we are just not like a an audience. We are like a family or like a fan base. Like I want to communicate with my audience. So by subscribing and by liking the video, that shows me that you're actually supporting me and supporting my future content, and that gives me a good sense of well-being. So thank you, I appreciate it. Right, so number one is you have to avoid junk food, people. Junk food contains calories, it contains macros and micronutrients, it contains something, right? It's literally something, right? But within those junk foods, it is lacking a lot of those beneficial nutrients that we need. So all the micronutrients that are very essential for us, they don't have. And junk food typically have an excess of something. So that could be an excess of sugar, an excess of carbs, excess of fats and oils and whatnot. And so when you consume all these junk food with excessive oils and carbs and all that stuff, right? You are hurting your body. You are giving it so much junk that it cannot really process it, and therefore you're going to feel bad. Your body's going to feel bad and look bad, right? So you have a bloated tummy, you might have acne, you might feel down and tired, unmotivated, and that's because your diet is garbage, and you have to fix that. If you consume good food, that is, consuming the beneficial foods that we need rather than junk food. Eating beneficial foods doesn't necessarily mean you have to eat nothing but vegetables. Vegetables are good, but they are not like the best of like the beneficial nutrients that we need, right? But if you're a vegan, obviously you need to stick with the vegan plan. But if you're not a vegan, but meat contains a lot of good stuff. Fruit does as well. So do nuts and stuff like that. So yeah, junk food mainly consists of like snacks and fast food and like deli meats and hot dogs and stuff to that nature. So you want to stay away from that, right? And once you change your eating habits to a good eating habit, like your diet is on point, you will stop fracturing because you are getting those beneficial nutrients that your body needs. And so if you're deficient in certain vitamins and minerals, your doctor may supplement or make you take a supplement. And so yeah, so if you're eating junk food all the time, make sure you are incorporating supplements into your diet because you are not receiving enough micronutrients that we need. And so this is very important for bone strength and bone health and whatnot. But if your diet is on point, if you're well rounded with your diet, meaning you eat greens, you eat your fruits, you eat your nuts, you get enough oils and stuff like that, supplements may not be ideal, but supplements still will do its job, right? But yeah, so if you're fracturing a lot, if you're feeling down a lot, if you're feeling just overall just not there, perhaps it's your diet. Change it up and go from there, right? So number 2 is staying in the house all day. You want to avoid that because, for one, if you're not receiving any sunlight like in your body or on your body, you are deficient in vitamin D essentially, because most of us people, not just OI people, but most of the human being population is somewhat deficient in vitamin D, and that's because of the nutrients in the food that we consume. They're getting less and less nutritious, and so vitamin D is very essential for us. It's very, very essential for us and for the body. And so if you're deficient in vitamin D, it causes a lot of health complications. And so by staying in the house all day, you're deficient in vitamin D and you're not receiving any vitamin D. Therefore, you're going to feel like crap and look like crap. And so, yeah, that's just not healthy overall. So by going outside, stuff like that, you could receive that sunlight, which will promote vitamin D and which will overall result in a healthy body and mind. And so this is very crucial for our bones and just hormones and just overall the well-being of the body needs to be in a good shape, and that is by going out. You need to just go out. You cannot be isolated in one area for a very, very long time. No, like having this my blind back here open is not good enough. I literally need to go outside and feel the sunlight on my skin, right? So number 3 is to avoid negative people, because I mean self explanatory. I couldn't think of the word, but self-explanatory. So meaning, mental health is everything, especially for us people. We're kind of disabled in a way, or people categories put us in a category in a disabled section. People think we are disabled, and so if you hang around with negative people that have that mindset, your mentality will kind of go down. Your sense of well-being probably will go down. You probably develop depression and just a negative mind. And so we definitely do not want that. And we do not want that by any means. And so by avoiding negative people, we will have this self well-being and self-accomplishment and the just gratitude of living. It's very depressing to think negatively. Trust me, I've been there, done that. And so by embracing what you have and what you got and how you're living at the moment, like you're living, you should embrace all that and you will have a positive mind, right? Number 4 is to avoid sugary beverages. So this means like sodas, mainly sodas, because it causes a lot of health complications. It's loaded with sugar, and overall it's just bad for the body. It's not nutritious. It's not even nutritious whatsoever. Like, you're trying to get calories in, like, soda is not ideal for calories. Like, no, it's not good for the body, and it's pretty much useless for the body. And so anything that's pretty much useless for the body, I would typically avoid, unless it's like something for an event, like a birthday party, or like I'm going out like clubbing or to a party or something like that. And if I'm drinking like alcohol, then I'll have soda. But if I'm just living at home, which I do, I mean, like if you're just typically lounging around and whatnot, just going about your day, sugary beverages shouldn't be ideal for you to hydrate yourself, because it doesn't hydrate your body at all. Like if you were to drink soda and if you're dehydrated, it won't make you hydrated. So avoid all that. Avoid sodas in general and just start drinking water. You could go for natural sources of juices and whatnot if you want to add flavor in that, but yeah, definitely avoid sodas. And the last one is to avoid electric wheelchairs. If you're able to wheel yourself, maneuver yourself around, it may be hard at first, but trust me, at the end of the day, you're going to gain that strength, gain that muscle, and it's gonna make you feel better overall. Me personally, I've tried out the electric wheelchair in the past before. I don't like it because I had the ability to actually wheel myself into maneuver. And so I was weak during the time, but eventually I got used to the moving of the wheelchair, and over time I developed the strength and the endurance to keep on going. And yeah, so a lot of people ask me, dang, how do you keep on going? How do you keep on wheeling? And yeah, you know, it's just all that strength from all that willing. And yeah, people, if you found this video helpful at any time, please leave me a like, drop me a comment for some feedback, and subscribe.